What up, world? It's your boy again, Chuckwick, CLBMG. This time we doing an album review about my dudes, De La Soul. They just dropped And the Anonymous Nobody. If you ain't get it yet or you ain't heard it yet, you need to get involved and go ahead and get that. It's on iTunes, Tidal, Pandora, Spotify. It's everywhere. Dudes went nuts with the Kickstarter, supported it. Dudes raised $500,000, over 500, like $500,000 to put the album out. That shows you the power of it. Ain't just about we jumping around acting like we some mumble mouth dudes. This is real hip hop, and they got $500,000 out the gate off Kickstarter. So all this talk, all these old heads, this and that, whatever you talking about, we ain't tripping off because people want to hear this music, young and old. And you should probably hear it too, basically. So we're gonna jump right into this. My name is Chuckwick, Challz Brown, CLBMG. It is what it is. CLB.com. I'm gonna review this album and I'm gonna let y'all know what I feel about every track on here. We're gonna keep it smooth, right? Right? Alright, here we go. The first joint is Genesis. Just, intro track. You know how it is, dudes put an intro track just to give you the feel of the album. My thing about the intro track is it's beautiful. I mean, what they're talking about, it ain't just, you can incorporate it into anything. Like, it ain't just about rap or hip-hop. You could take out hip-hop, they didn't even say the word hip-hop, and put in your job, your mom, your life, love. You can put anything into this. What Jill Scott is saying on this intro track, you can relate that to anything in your life. A dog, a cat, a fish. And it's basically saying if you love it, you're not supposed to just love it when it's, when it's popping and when it's good. You supposed to love it at its lowest point. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's not that good and when it ain't that strong, and that's when they need the love the most, basically. You know what I'm saying? So this Genesis track, I love. I can't even listen to this album without really playing this track. Every time I've been listening to this album for about I had it for 5 days before I did the review. So this is a strong intro. I really appreciate what they're doing on this. We're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? When it's some good, it is good. It is what it is. Royalty Capes is the next track. I heard Royalty Capes when they put out the snippets, they put out the advanced music, and I was like, yo, if this what the album gonna sound like, this gonna be crazy. And this basically make you want this is worth the price of the album, which I believe was $10.99. I downloaded it early, some of the songs early, and then I dumped my iTunes, and then they charged me for the songs and the album. It is what it is. It is. Play the game, baby. It is what it is. So this Royalty Cape is dope. I like the intro. I like the female. Yeah, I don't know who the female is, but I like the female. I like what she's saying. I like the horns are crazy. The horns are killer. Like, this is what a hip hop song is supposed to embody. Like, just these are strong elements. This is like fire for real. And I didn't notice the first time I heard it. It sound more like samples and sound like a drum machine. But the more I listen to it, this is like live instrumentation on this track. This is real music right here. This is like a band is playing this, and that sounds tough. That's dope. I'm feeling that. So I'm not gonna keep rocking you about this song, but Royalty Capes could possibly be the best song on this album for real. I'm gonna keep it moving right now. Pain with Snoop Dogg. I wasn't expecting a Snoop collabo, but I'm glad they did it. I've been Snoop been around forever. It's like Snoop, I've been seeing Snoop since Deep Cover, the Deep Cover track, and mostly everything Snoop. I was the highs and lows of Snoop. When Snoop went to No Limit, and he was on the cover of the Source. I ain't gonna say, you know, he was asking for help. I was seeing Snoop when he rise back up and came out of that whole mess with Neptunes and all that. Snoop did his thing, and this joint right here, I think Snoop, they picked the perfect type of track to throw Snoop on, because the flow of the song is, it's like perfect for Snoop. When I first heard it, I was like, all right, it's all right, but you know, this one of them De La tracks from, like, you know, second album, third album. Like, this is one of them little party funk track, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, it's good, but it ain't gonna be my favorite drink. But the more I listen to this song got me going. I was like, yo, this is a dope ass song. So it moved up on my list of bangers on this joint. Like, and I'm not even gonna say like this album got bangers. It has very good music. Like, this is grown up music. This not, you know what I'm saying, like, we trying to hit you over the head with the hardest raps you ever heard in your life, the hardest beats. These are, for lack of a better word, these are experimental. This is a very experimental album, and some of the stuff you're not gonna get with. Like, it is what it is. So it took me a minute to get with Pain. Let's move on to the next one. Pain is dope though. I'm gonna move on to Property of Spitkicker.com. This another one. I had to get through the entire album, come back to this track to honestly appreciate this track for what it is. A lot of this stuff I had to, third, fourth time around, I'm hearing what they're doing with the vocoder on the vocals and all this. I'm listening to the album and I'm like, all right, I'm getting there. Because I was like, when I first listened to the album, by the time I got 10 tracks in, 11 tracks in, I was worried. I was like, this is it? Like, I wasn't immediately blown away. I was like trying to feel where they was going with it. But again, I went back and listened to more. So the Property of Spitkicker featuring Rock Marciano, and he got busy. Dude got paid. And I love what De La did on this joint. They murdered this joint. Like, as far as this stuff gonna go over your head. You're gonna have to, it's gonna be 5 years, you're gonna be still catching some of these lines that De La is saying on this. This is a master class of MCing. This ain't no mumble mouth shit. Like, this is a master class of rapping from master artists. Like, some dudes play with this. These dudes eat off this. This is master techniques, and you're not gonna catch all this shit. So, PropertyofSpitkicker.com, that's a lyricist. This is like foreplay for a lyricist. This is what we live for. When you talking about bars and you want to hit something over your head, next level, this is what you're looking for. And you're not going to catch it all in the beginning. So PropertyofSpitkicker.com, I'm giving that thumbs up. That's some lyricist love right there. I'm going to move on to track 5. Memory Of, featuring Estelle and Pete Rock. Now, let me just say this. This is probably my favorite song on this album. Like, I can play Memory Of 5 times in a row and play it another 5 times in a row. This song is incredible. Just from the beginning. And I know they paid for this is live instruments. This ain't no, from what I understand, these are live instruments. These are not samples from some sleep CD or some meditation CD, if I'm not mistaken. This is created for this album, and they did a masterful job of putting together this song. Her voice is incredible. It's perfect for this track. And you know, I've been listening for years, and I've been hearing Paz talk about these things he's done with whatever girl he's talking about. He's done some shit. He's done some shit to this girl for years. If you've been listening to De La, you can piece together Paz been into some shit with some girl, and he did it wrong, and he know it. But he, you know what I'm saying, he puts these shits in these rhymes. And Dove. So Paz and Dove, this is a really tight track. It's introspective. If I'm not mistaken, it's introspective. It's deep. And her voice is beautiful. and Pete Rock freaking murdered this. Like for whatever, I don't even know what he did. I guess he did the beat or whatever. And Pete, man, you kind of came at that kid a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not defending Young Dolph, but you came a little crazy at Young Dolph. That's crazy. You might need to apologize for that, because as vets, man, we not supposed to be jumping on these social media talking about somebody's garbage and trash and all that. That's not how we supposed to do this. It is what it is, how you feel. Whatever. So, but Memory Of is a banger. That's track 5. We 5 tracks in. So now, with that being said, you see I'm feeling we 5 tracks in and it's dope. Track 6. This is where I start to like, yo, this going a little left with this CBGBS. Put it like this, it's a good thing it's short, but I wasn't ready for this. Like I'm experimental as the next guy, but the rock thing is great, but it's certain kind of rock joints that work for me. I wasn't like, this was not one of my joints. I didn't get into this song till probably the 3rd, 4th time. I'm not even gonna say I'm into it, but it got way better when I played it loud. I had to turn it up really loud and like the 3rd, 4th time and actually see where they was going with it. But this rock thing and the stuff in the background made it dope. Like the Beastie Boys sample and the other sample, the 80s song, they put just little things they threw in there. I think that's Duran Duran or something. I don't know what it is, but made the song work a little better. And I'm just not into that for what I was looking for from Daylight. I got it after a while. So that was track 6. Track 7, Lord Intended. With Justin Hawkins. Now this one went a little left for me too. Right here, these 3 in a row, it went left for me. It went really, really left for me. And I was like, what? What are we doing here? This Lord Intended. Let me see. Yeah, this the one with the mic guy comes out and all this and that. It just jumped all over the place. Like I was like, what? What is it? It jumped all over the place. These 6, 7, and 8. Lord Intended and Snoopy's. Now let me just say this. Lord Intended it grew on me too, some parts of it, but I thought some of the stuff didn't mesh. And God knows Snoopy's. I can't even say I'm even in the Snoopy's right now. And I've heard it about 6 times. I'm not into Snoopy's. Me and Snoopy's not working. Like it's not working for me. Snoopy's is all over the place. And this guy singing David Byron. I'm sure he's great. I'm sure he's amazing on whatever he does. But this sound like 2 different songs from 2 different people, and they just kept intercutting them. And I don't even know what Snoopy's mean. I don't like the word as a song. I don't like this song. But it gets, even that gets better as I go along. It gets better as I go. Yeah, but this sound like some what am I thinking? Late 90s. Some kind of metal, not even metal. I don't know what it is, but I know they're experimental, and I love them for that. But me and Snoopy's not really working. So that's track 8, Snoopy's. So we moved on, and then it just takes a drastic turn from Snoopy's to Greyhounds. Greyhounds featuring USHER. Greyhounds with USHER. Now I know a lot of people saw, like I did. I saw the name USHER before the CD drop. I saw that they were doing a joint with USHER, and I was like, what? But I respect these dudes so much that I knew whatever it was gonna be dope. So, I respect what they're doing with this Greyhound joint. And I like this song. I didn't at first. By the time I got to track 9, I was like, I get that this is grown folk music, but this album moving a little slow. Like a lot of this stuff, like this is slow. Like the fastest song on here is the one with Snoop, Pain. That's one of the fastest songs on here. But it goes back down to the fastness goes into rock and all this, so it's different kind of fast. It's I don't consider rock up tempo. Rock is rock, and when you go fast or slow, it doesn't mean any difference to me. It's just rock. Up tempo hip hop. This Greyhounds is slow tempo. It's mass smooth. The message is beautiful. What they're talking about is amazing. Like this is a masterclass of MCing. This whole album is a masterclass of MCing. It doesn't matter what they're rapping over. You're getting masterclass artists on every single track on this album. It's 17 tracks, and all 17 you get masterclass, except for number 12, where they don't even rap at all, unless I'm tripping. But USHER works. I was on the video, the audio video that's on YouTube, and I was telling some dude about, he had wrote, like, basically like the song was for USHER, and I was like, if you watch the interview of De La, they made the song before they even got USHER on the song. Somebody else was singing. So I'm like, bro, they didn't make this song for USHER. But some dudes, you know what I'm saying? I wish USHER wasn't on it. Like, this probably got the most thumbs down of all their YouTube songs. Most of their YouTube songs get average 0 to 3 thumbs down out of thousands. This one probably had a couple hundred thumbs downs. And I think that was because closed-minded hip-hop, backpack, true school, whatever you want to call it, cats can't see a song with some pure artists like De La and USHER. And it's not about, I was telling the dude, it's not about just because it's USHER, it's whack. Like, that's not how this works. This music thing, people are artists, bro. If USHER wasn't successful, it wouldn't take away or gain or make him any more pure artist or not. It's about what you do. It's a lot. Adele is a pure artist. She just happens to be successful. Eminem is an artist. He just happens to sell millions. People want to take your artistry from you because you know how to market that, and you get on a label that knows how to market you and sell your music, and people want to take that away from you. But this Greyhounds with USHER is a beautiful piece. They even though Jay did New York, and he had the same kind of theme as far as, you know, with the girl coming to the city, whatever. It's real. They come to the city, get pimped out. It is what it is. This Greyhound is beautiful. I have no problems with this song, Greyhounds. I had to give it a second, third time to understand the flow of it, because it kind of like, it bounces a little bit. When he comes in and when they're rapping, it's a little different. But the song is amazing. The next song, number 10, we're going to go into Sexy Bitch. This is like leading you into Trainwreck. This was okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad. It's all right to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And it's a lot of themes on this album that go back to females or what have you, and not in some commercialized way. It's just like the themes bounce around, which is a masterful album should include female introspection. Like, it shouldn't be just all this hard shit and weed and smoked out and da-da-da. It shouldn't be like that. So, Sexy Bitch was all right. I didn't have no problem with it. Again, it's short, and it seems like a lead-in to Trainwreck. Number 11. Trainwreck was on the promo material when they released it early. I thought Trainwreck was dope. And by the way, what happened to that? They put out a little interlude that was supposed to be on the album that I don't have on my album. The going to the studio, something about Julio, whatever his name was. He's walking to the studio. It was kind of long, But I thought it was dope where the whole thing was like, nah, we on our way to the studio. I think it's on SoundCloud or something. I like that. I wanted that on this album. But I guess when you listen to this whole album, it doesn't fit. It really doesn't fit. But at the end of the day, I like that. I might go listen to that shit again on SoundCloud. That's just dope. But Trainwreck is a dope song. Upon my first two listens to it, I thought it ended too short. But that's probably because the way they ended so abruptly. But at the end of the day, it's a 3-minute, 18-second song, so it can't end too short. It's a dope, nice little beat. It's very mellow, very chill. It's cool. It's a cool track, and I like it. I think it's a good track. Let's move to number 12, Drawn. 5 minutes, 33 seconds. This song sound like this was someone else's song, and they just put it on here, to be honest with you. Drawn, there, if I'm not mistaken, there's no rapping by De La on it. Someone singing. I guess it's Little Dragon. This sound like some neo soul. This sound like it's 19 or 2002 or 1999, like, and you try to get your groove on, whatever. It's a great song. It just feel like it's for another album. It feels like this is for this guy's album, and his album is all smooth out neo soul, and they stole one of his tracks and threw it on here, and that's what it doesn't feel like a De La song at all. But it's a good song. But I probably won't be listening to it. I'll probably be skipping this. But it is what you do. What you gotta do. But Drawn is number 12, and it's not. I'm not giving it thumbs down. Let's put it like that. I find it, and probably in the future, I'll probably want to hear it. But right now, I don't. All right, so let's move on. Track 13. Houdini with 2 Chainz. Now let me just say this, and I'm gonna keep it real. I like 2 Chainz, and I'm not supposed to. I'm from the era that's supposed to hate all of that new shit. I don't really like go out and seek out 2 Chainz shit, but when he comes on rapping on anything, I stop and pay attention because it's going to make me laugh. 2 Chainz went nuts on this track. You might hate 2 Chainz and think he's corny, whatever. It is to each his own. And I know I listen to some of the best lyricists in the world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Nas is the greatest lyricist ever walked the face of the earth. And this Houdini joint, 2 Chainz snapped on it, and he went ham on it. I like Houdini. The hook will catch you. You'll have to listen to it again and again to understand that the hook is on time. It sounds like it's not. When you first listen to Houdini, freak, get out, it sounds like it's off, and then it comes back on. But if you listen to it for the 3rd, 4th time, you'll understand that the hook timing is right on, and everything is flowing. So I give this Houdini thumbs up. This is a dope joint. Paz's feel is completely different from 2 Chainz and Dove, but it's a banger. I give him this one. This shit's dope. The next one is Nosed Up. It's a nice beat. It's a hip hop joint, but Nosed Up, I liked it. I'll go listen to Hereafter. I'll probably go past Nosed Up and the You Go Dave interlude, but Nosed Up is dope. The next one, You Go Dave, the interlude where it's a comedic interpretation of like someone selling pots and pans, whatever. They made it into or they're selling CDs or whatever. They're making it into just selling De La Soul, whatever. It's funny. It is what it is. Classic De La. I wish they would have had more comedic De La on this album, but it didn't need it, because if the feel of the album is not goofball De La, it's a different De La. But I would have loved more comedic daylight where they're just goofing and whatever, like the first, second, third album, like little stuff. But you go, Dave. Once you heard it once or twice, it is what it is. You skip it. All right, here and after. Number 16, with Damon Albarn. This is a good song. It's different. It's like a Coldplay. It's like they went, they had to ask for this, because you're not just in the studio with Daylight and this is what you're coming with. You're gonna try to do boom bap, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. They had this. I'm a gamble and say they specifically asked for a Coldplay-ish, or like Jay-Z's Forever Young. Like this is their opus. Like this is like our anthem that we can, people from different background can get it. This is not for the city hood kids. This is different background. This is a different thing, and it's a good track. You gotta want to hear it though. It's grown folk music. You're not gonna put this on for an average hip hop head and say, yo, listen to this, this is dope. They're gonna be like, what are you talking about? But this is a quality track for alternative. They went outside of their lane and they did an alternative feel for this track, and I appreciate it. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, it is what it is. I knew exactly what it was when I first heard it, that it was an alternative track. They're older, they're about to step away, so they need this kind of feel for when people remember them. They go out like this with a song like this, like I said, with Forever Young, or you know, some stuff like that. You make that anthem for older generation. This is like, you can play this at freaking seafood restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like people eat seafood, that's in the background. So I get it. That's track 16, Here and After. Last track 17. Amazing. Exodus, the outro, that's also an intro, and the outro, that's also an outro. This is amazing. And I think that they're not saying it, but I think this may be it, because the album, he says it's an outro, that's also an outro. So, meaning this is an outro song that's also an outro to our career. We're done here. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I hope that's not true, but when you say it's an outro to that's also an outro, you can only have one kind of outro unless you got a second. What's the other outro? The other way of the outro is we're leaving, we're done. So I think that's what Exodus is. But this is a great album. Besides the stuff I don't like, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, Cali kids gonna love some of this surfboard or this rock stuff they got on here. And I like, as a whole, I can play this album from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? For what it's worth. It is what it is. Like, I'll skip one or two joints here and there, but if I put this on, I can vibe to this and do whatever I need to do, and this is dope. So I'm giving the album an A. I thought about it for a while. I wasn't gonna do a B plus and all. It's an A because of the quality of the artist that I'm dealing with, the amount of lyricism put on the album, the amount of experiments they took with No Fear, which worked. Even when it didn't work, they did it. And just off the love of who I'm dealing with, I love Daylight as a group. And this is amazing. For them to still be together this long. I saw Daylight when they first dropped Potholes in My Lawn. Which is like 88, 89. That video, we thought that was the freshest shit we've ever seen in our fucking life, and they're still doing it. And that was, well, I don't even know how long ago 89 was, but it was a long time ago. And they're still doing it, and they're still relevant. And you can take half these artists out here now. If they put a Kickstarter up, they're not getting no $500,000. I can tell you that right now. So Daylight, salute to Daylight. This album is an A+. And that's all I got to say about that. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Snap, Instagram, CLBMG.com. My name is Challz, Chuckwick Illz. I see y'all in the future, man. It is what it is. Peace.